Hello guys, and a big welcome to my YouTube channel. One of you subscribers on here asked me a few days ago why I'm writing IELTS again, and I thought, well, I can as well just explain why I have to do it so that at least it might help one or two people. I don't know. You could be watching me from abroad, you could be watching me and you're already in the diaspora, so this is one of those videos that are quite in detail, in depth with what I think, my thinking process as I do this journey. So let's get right into it. The first thing that really prompted me to do my IELTS once more whilst living in the UK is how unpredictable UK immigration laws have become. However optimistic and positive I am, I'm one of those people who always want to look at the brighter side of things. I'm always positive and optimistic about things. But there are times when we have to be real with ourselves. And part and parcel of being real with ourselves, especially if you're a migrant in the UK, is to start really looking at things the way they should be looked at. Immigration laws are changing. I do remember when I came in 2022, it was so simple and straightforward. I got a 5-year visa to come and work and live in the UK. A visa that looked so lucrative, so future focused. It was a visa that allowed me to bring my dependents. It was that visa that allowed me to study. It was that visa that allowed me to settle in the UK, get what they call indefinite leave to remain after 5 years of settlement. Of course, subject to a certain but few achievable do's and don'ts. However, in 2024, things started changing. I know people who came on a care worker visa after the spring of 2024. They cannot bring dependents, which is unlike us who came on the same care worker visa. We do the very same things. It's the same visa anyway, same code. We do the same job basically, but they are not allowed to bring dependents. Well, we thought, well, maybe it's timing and stuff. Come this year, 2025, the white paper rule came. I've made videos on this. I'm quite well invested in this because it does affect me. With the white paper came a lot of changes, a lot of uncertainty. Some of the changes touched on how they wanted to shift the indefinite leave to remain route from a 5-year route to a 10-year route. Let me bring things into perspective for you. Probably you may want to know what goes on with the indefinite leave to remain. So suppose one comes to the UK on a care worker visa or on any other visa, and then they go on to attain their indefinite leave to remain. It's basically a route to settlement. For other countries, they have what they call the PR route or whatever, but for the UK, you go through your indefinite leave to remain after 5 years of residence or stay in the UK. And then from getting your indefinite leave to remain after 10 years, you get your citizenship, things like that. But for a care worker like me, what indefinite leave to remain would afford me, it would mean I don't have to necessarily still remain doing care work. Mind you, I love care work. I do have options to go back to my engineering job, which is again on the shortage occupation list in this country and other countries. But having experienced care changed the way I feel about professions. I grew to love care. That's why for me, I do believe so much that I belong there. But what that means is the fact that if I don't get my indefinite leave to remain, it means I can't change jobs. For others, some would want to go into other fields, some would want to go back to do what they used to do back home. What that means would be you come on a care worker visa, you stick to care. Also, the other thing is the fact that why for so many people it's a disadvantage. Yes, some would love to remain in care. However, the restrictions to say you have to be working for your employer and you have to work 20 hours if you're to work elsewhere. Whereas if someone wants to attain indefinite leave to remain, what that means would be they can work for any other employer or any other industry for unlimited number of hours, amongst other benefits. I think I'll have to do a separate video on that. So that's just a snippet of what really prompted me to go, are we safe here? So for me, what was possible yesterday seems to not be possible today, and we don't know the future. We don't know what will happen in 2 years from now, 5 years from now. All of these things are just subject to parliamentary review, subject to the parliament approving or subject to approval towards the end of the year. Now I'm one of those people who love to be proactive about everything, about life, about opportunities, about my options. And doing IELTS once more is another flexible option for me that will open a number of flexible opportunities. The reality is we cannot entirely rely on one route. We cannot entirely just leave our future, our dreams, our hope, our family's future in the hands of others without doing anything without exploring other ways. Of course, one door could be wide open today, but the next day it would seem to be closing, opportunities shrinking, options shrinking. That's why if you're young, or even whatever age, this has got nothing to do with age. If you're just a diasporan, if you're in the diaspora, or you're dreaming about relocating to the diaspora, options and flexibility is one of the key things that you should be looking at. You should always position yourself in a position of flexibility and options. So for me, IELTS is not just another exam, but it is a tool that can actually open up doors and opportunities for me to explore opportunities. It could be getting a study visa. It could be getting a skilled worker visa for another country. And speaking of other countries, honestly, there are so many countries who value IELTS. I've mentioned study visa. For you to be able to study in most tertiary universities abroad, they require you to have a English proficiency, or for some they may accept your first degree or your master's or whatever, but I do not have that. And I'll give you another good example is the fact that I came in 2022 and IELTS has got a validity of 2 years. So 2 years have gone by. It's 3 years that I've been in this country. So for me, IELTS is the beginning. IELTS is a door opener, is an opportunity enhancer. Speaking of countries that I can relocate to, or what my options would be with IELTS, what that means is I can relocate to Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, Ireland, any other English-speaking country would value IELTS, would allow me to pursue IELTS. And the other option as well would be if you want to register with a professional board. In certain countries, they require you to have IELTS. I'll give you an example. If you want to register as a social worker or as a nurse, English proficiency is quite key for you to do that. So you could be in the diaspora, you hold certain qualifications. Don't be scared to explore your options. Start now. The earlier you start exploring those options, the better it will be for you. So many people are doing it. I'll do another video where I'll be sharing. Someone was speaking to me background and saying, well, they are wanting to relocate from America to New Zealand. What are their options? And I'm like, what am I doing? Not doing anything about my life. And so if I'm speaking to you and you really have been skeptical and just reluctant about your options in your future as a diasporan, now is the time for you to be making those steps. Don't be left out. Of course, I'm never going to say it's easy. It's never easy because it's money involved, it's study, it's all those exams, and it's not easy. I'm in the middle of preparing for my IELTS and I'm now in my second week. I've had to do this in 2.5 weeks, and that's no joke. That is never a joke. So that's me, that's my why. That's why I'm out to have options. I don't know if have you been feeling any pressure, immigration law pressure, immigration policies pressure from your end? If so, just leave it in the comments, share, and let's encourage each other. Let's root for each other. Let's root for each other when we explore options. Only reason I'm sharing, I've decided I'm going to share my life abroad, my journey, success, struggles, options, and everything going forward is because I know no man is an island, and for some people they actually need to see other people doing it for them to really take that step. And we come from beautiful communities filled with potential, and the fact that you could have come via a certain route does not mean you've got no potential to reach the ceiling, to reach the top. You can, with the right push, right encouragement, with the right atmosphere and surroundings, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And this is just the beginning. I'll be sharing the whole journey, the results, everything I'll be sharing here. Of course, I may not bring the videos as often as I promised to do because sometimes it's so busy. I'm having to work full-time again and I have to do all of this, but believe you me, I will you all about it. So leave in the comments, and if you're new here and you're watching this video and haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Let's do relocation together. I so much believe in relocation. I so much believe in life in the diaspora. I so much believe in hunting opportunities and being patient about success abroad. It may not happen immediately for most. For some that are quite lucky and fortunate to just be in the right place, right time, at the right moment, it will happen quick. I've seen people's lives turn around just like that. I've seen people buy houses abroad in their first year, in their second year, and that could be you. So if you're watching this video and you're still back home, you're still abroad, it's never too late. People are relocating every day. Opportunities are opening up. Just look in the rightful place. Just have the right belief and the right focus, and it could be you relocating. So that's all I had for you in this video, and I have to go back to studying again. Wish me luck, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Take care.